Yo, so how's it going? Today, I wanted to do a little bit of 3D animation just because I wanted to make. Oh, okay, just making sure my audio is working. I've had this fire beat, it's one of my favorite beats I ever made, sitting for a while, and I want to make a nice little cool, just like a really short animation for it. Um, I'm gonna try to do this in 20 minutes. It really shouldn't be anything like too crazy complicated, so I'm gonna set a little 20-minute timer. And this will be just a cool way to show you guys, like, honestly, I'm pretty good at making like visuals in Blender. Like, I think Blender's my favorite software ever, even though I don't even use it. It's like everything is kind of time consuming in it, and I like making music and coding more than I like 3D modeling. But Blender is just like, you can do anything, like 3D, 2D animation. I think it might be my favorite software ever. It's so sick. So, oh, I might do some 2D animation. I might do some 3D. Might be a mix of both. But I'm gonna try and make a cool music video for this song. Here's the song. It's kind of like a really cool beat. Let's hear it. Just spilled water on my amp. I really love this beat. On my amp. There's a couple sections to it, you know. I probably made this. Damn it! I made this a while ago. At this point, when did I make this beat? I'm afraid to say I might have made this beat like a year ago. I'm not gonna lie. That's the beat. That has to be one of my favorite beats I've ever made. That beat's so good. So we're gonna make a little short animation for it. Honestly, it might take a little under 20 minutes. We'll see. Just make a little nice short animation for it so I can post it on YouTube and share it with the world. So before we start the timer, let's get some inspiration. I'm gonna go to my website, mogulplex.com. It's definitely gonna be this. I mean, obviously, my whole channel is Mogulplex related. So I want to start with one of these rooms as a centerpiece for the animation, but the question is which one. And honestly, like we're ironing out. There's some big bugs in Mogulplex we're fixing right now, and so I haven't been able to work on as much. I've honestly been getting carried away making music and stuff. So, but there should be a big final push soon, and we can actually release the site very soon. But I think I know what I want the centerpiece of this animation to be. I think the 2025 room is a good starting place. I think I have a very specific idea in mind, and I think this would be kind of cool for it. So let's do it. I'm going to set this 20-minute timer, and we're going to try to do a cool little 3D/2D animation to this and make a little music video. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to quit live just so it doesn't take up my RAM or whatever. Already not enough to go around as is. Okay. 20 minutes on the clock. Let's do it. So I already have the 2025 room open right here. I think what I'm going to do is go to the 2025 room. Don't save. I'm going to save a copy. And I'm going to call, oops, I forgot when you drag that into the other window, it just like disappears. That's so annoying. Okay, so I guess let's do that again. Save a copy. This actually is a bug that I've noticed recently. I actually have to quit Blender because of this bug, which is really stupid, but that's fine. Okay. So I'm just going to the 2025 room. I'm going to do it in this window so that it doesn't screw up again. And I'm going to call it 20-minute animation. 20-minute animation room. Okay. And then now I go to Blender, File, Open. And I'll open animation room. Okay, here we go. So we're here. Let's go to the timeline. We got this room. Right off the bat, I'm deleting a lot of stuff. I'm deleting oops. I want this to be like an isometric view of the room in the animation, you know? And it's actually funny because the animated walls, ooh, actually I want to be on this side. The animated walls from Mogulplex are actually not from shaders in Blender. It's like, well, it is in a roundabout. I exported those from Blender and then like mapped the video of them onto the wall in JavaScript, which is kind of insane, but that's how I did it. So let's go to the camera and set the camera right. Where's the camera? There is no camera. All right, let's add a camera. And then oftentimes I like to make a new collection where I put the camera and stuff just because it kind of makes stuff easier a lot of the time. The stuff that's like not really the scene. So where's this camera? Is it right here? I'm going to do Alt-G, Alt-R, resets, position, and rotation real quick. And honestly, I'm going to move everything in this so it's a little bit more centered because it's just going to make things easier. I would like for it to be exact, but I think I kind of just have to eyeball it. Let's see. That's pretty close. Okay. That's pretty close. Okay. So let's take this camera. Move it. Oh, I need to get the thing where it shows what keys you're pressing because that's so huge for Blender. It seems to be way bigger just so I can see it. Okay, GX and GY. This room's a little bit rectangular, which might complicate things a little bit, or GZ, I mean. This is just a change. And then I know you can like, let me create an empty. I'm going to create an empty in the middle of the room so that I'm pretty sure you can like, let's just do, this is kind of a stupid way to do this, but I'm just going to make it track to that empty so that it's pointed at the center of the room. And I don't have to do any weird rotation stuff. So now, if I go to the camera, set this as my active camera, Command 0, go to my camera, I can just FOV out, and there's the room. It's definitely a little bit not in the center. Okay, let's do this. Let's move this empty a little bit up then. And why is it? I swear it's like tilted. Is it just me? Is this the way my monitor's oriented? I think it's just because this room isn't a perfect square. Or is it? I honestly can't even tell. Like I have no point of reference. This is decent, but I was thinking something a little more. Like let me take this camera and move it down here. Like I really want it to be like it's like looking into this room and like this is what's going down in this room, you know? Like this angle's pretty good. A really shallow angle. We can move this empty back down a little bit. Okay. So let's not get rid of this, but let's make it white. This is gonna look pretty cool. I'm gonna play the song real quiet just so we get the vibe. Oh, it's a different song. Honestly, that song is really good too, though. Is this one? This is a good one too. But we can't get distracted. We only have 20 minutes. Let me play this one again. Just in the background, nice and quiet. Remember what we're doing here. So if I run to this image right now, it looks like crap. But there's a lot of things we can do about that. So first of all, let's put a cool shader on these walls. This is my favorite thing to do in Blender is shaders. So I kind of just want to put like, it's like procedural shaders. This is like for any kind of abstract effect you want. And there's a lot of great tutorials on, but this will be one of them. This will be a good way to show you. I always just put a texture coordinate in a mapping. When you're making a procedural texture, it basically just assigns every point on whatever object you're doing to a certain value that you can manipulate later and make cool textures with. I also always pretty much put a noise texture. This is just gonna like make a cool grainy effect. The color ramp is really where the magic happens, and when you're making procedural textures, this is like the dopest. I wish more softwares had this kind of thing, because it really is like it's all in the color ramp. I kind of want to do like, I want it to be similar though to the one in the 2025 room. So I might do a wave texture, which puts like waves in the ground, and if you, it's like, I'm not going to have time to explain all this as I go, but it's all math based. Like it all makes sense from a mathematical perspective. The whatever nodes, the shader nodes. So I'm going to try to put this material on these as well. But as you can see, that one's like in the middle of the stripe, which is kind of funny. Like if I change this, oops. Yeah, you see, it's like in the black, or the wave is oriented perpendicular to that wall, so it's not really working. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause the timer. I'm just going to send the stream to my buddies. Give me a sec. I know some of my friends are into Blender, so they might find some of this useful. Just 1 second. Oh, is this even? For some reason, it's not coming up on my phone. Let's see. I know I'm live right now, right? Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, just sending the link to my buddies. Okay, let's continue this. We were honestly on a roll. So we got this wave texture. It doesn't look that great, and it's also not even on this wall. Let's see, is there a way around that? You can see you can switch the direction of it. Oh, here we go. That's pretty cool. There's two walls here which are kind of interacting with each other and make this look weird. So if I do this, how's this looking now? Honestly, it's already starting to look kind of cool. So this is another thing that I want to do, which is let's make a plane. Make it huge. I can't even see the timer. We're not going to do this in 20 minutes, by the way, but that's fine. Make it huge, make it roughly orthogonal or whatever to, orthogonal, what am I talking about? Yeah, I guess. Make it roughly orthogonal to the camera vector or whatever. But then I'm just going to move it back, even though it's kind of weird, to make sure it's not clipping through anything. All right, and then we're going to make a new procedural shader for that as well. And I want it to be really spaced out. Like I want this to kind of look like it's floating around in space. Here we go. So let's do a noise texture. Is this working right now? I can't even tell. Here we go. It's working. This is actually like facing like, is this facing the wrong way? Yeah, this isn't really how I want it to face. It's kind of confusing. Let's see. Maybe I can do, there we go. I'm sure there's some sort of keyboard shortcut I'm missing there. That's like would make that way easier, but whatever, that's fine. Okay, now let's do a color ramp. Black and white for now. Scale this way up. Maybe I'll scale this down. Okay. Make this so that the blacks are really coming through. And then maybe I'll make this like a sort of like a light green. I don't know if I want these like, I think I want this maybe to be lighter. Okay. So right now this is looking pretty interesting. We're going to get rid of these because, I mean, honestly, that one can stay. Okay, so this texture needs some work. It's a bit much. But it's also like kind of the point of how much of a bit much it is. Let me add a few more elements to this room. I'm gonna find, I have this handy folder with a bunch of different 3D assets that I use sometimes. Let's do this one. Oh, did I just put the whole room here? Okay, that might be fine. Is there a rug I can borrow from here? Okay, that's good. We got a rug. We need that. Honestly, the piano is kind of sick. Should I throw the piano in there? Fuck it, why not? Let's throw the piano in there. Make sure everything is nice and lined up here. Not floating. At least not floating that much. Here, that's good. Kind of an interesting place for a piano, but it sort of adds this surreal vibe. What else? The treadmill. This is just like all the stuff that I need in a room. Except I honestly never run it. Maybe if it was like a bench press or something. Yeah, here we go. And maybe we'll keep this guy just out of frame, just so we can like harvest more of its items if need be. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm having trouble selecting it, so that might put damper on things. Okay. Oh, not you. Not you. Okay. So now we have this. Looks pretty not cool, you know? But this is where things get crazy. This is where we start adding lights. One thing about these shaders is they aren't really affected by the light that much, so I might have to make them a BDSF shader, which is fine. I can do that in like 2 seconds. But I am interested to see how this light affects these various items everywhere. So let's see how that works. I might be an Eevee, so there might not be much. What the heck? I'm a bit confused. Because I'm pretty sure this light should be like, okay, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so now you guys can see this is sort of coming together. This is sort of like the idea I'm thinking of, is just like super bleached out. And then I'm going to do some crazy compositing. What I want to know if I can find, I had this sick dithering. Oh my God, I did it again. I did the thing where, that's actually a really annoying bug that Blender needs to fix. So I might like literally make a post about that in the forum or something because it's so annoying. Okay, let me quit Blender again. Hopefully that's saved. Every time I try to drag it over to here, over to my other monitor, it disappears and I can't open it again. Okay, so is it gonna mess up again? All right, so let's go to, it's gotta be in here. Plexian. I have so many different Mogulplex files. It's impossible to find all of these. Is it in here? No? Where is this? Where is this? Sorry, I didn't mean to just blow into the mic. Dude, this is annoying. Let's just do... Can't you do just blend file? Yeah. Okay. I know it's in here. It might be in downloads, dude. Where are the blend files, bro? Where are the blend files at? This timer's gonna get cooked by me looking through my files. See, is this weird to anyone else? I literally have it set to blend files. All right, great, none. Blend file, please. I mean, none seemed better. Okay, are they in here somewhere? Mogulplex scene fields, Mogulplex new. I have so many different things. It's gotta be in here. I don't know. I can't find this stupid dithering shader that I have. Either way, I can still do some cool stuff without it. It's fine. What I will get, I know I'm diving back in here, but I will get these compositing nodes I got having the trailer animation. Where is it? It's node tree. See, this is you think 3D animation is fun. You think, how on, this is so not the node tree I'm looking for, I don't think, but I think I'm just going to send it because what else could it possibly be? I'm really struggling looking through my files right now. It's kind of annoying. How is it not in here? I don't even know. That makes no sense, but whatever. Oh, to be honest, I think I know why. Mogu room? I don't know. I'm just trying to find these compositing nodes. I'll find it in a second. This is a pretty cool texture. Let's see. I honestly don't. I'm gonna have to go back. Title card. This is digging super deep. But I think it's in this file from literally 5 years ago. Where's the node trees, dude? This is driving me crazy. I'm sorry, guys. This is really annoying. I'm looking for this one node tree, and I can't find it anywhere. It's actually really confusing because I use it all the time. All right, well, we're about to run out of time. That's unfortunate because we were actually on a roll. Okay. I think this one has to have it too. I'm just confused because a lot of them don't even have... Okay, I think this is one of them. Sorry that took so long. This is the simplest... This is the simplest node group too, if it is what I think it is. So Kind of stupid that it took me this long, but I should have just made it. I could have made it faster, but here, it just pixelated it. So basically, it stretches out every pixel. Let's put viewer in here. It stretches out every pixel and then reshrinks them, which makes it pixelated. Let's make this viewer smaller. So, as you can see, it makes a cool pixelate effect. I'm also kind of curious if we can get a color ramp in here. Make this like a nice, like dark green sort of. You know what I'm saying? Like something like kind of like Game Boy. And then we might have to make this shader a little bit more high contrast to account for this. Let's do this like black. Or I don't know, what about this? I mean, that looks kind of stupid, right? Although when you put it through here, it looks kind of cool. This whole thing is too pixely though. So to change that, we go to this node group that I had to spend like 15 minutes finding and change this value. I think the closer it gets to 0, the bigger the pixels get. So like, let's try this. Let's try this. Just make it like a little bit pixely. And then let's make this a BDSF shader, even though I rarely do that. Just because, but since we're using light, like basically what BDSF is going to do is make it so that it actually interacts with light. So we're actually going to want to plug this into, we're going to want to plug this into here. Let's set another 20-minute timer just so we can keep track. And people who view will think, well, I've done all this in 20 minutes. Okay. So as you can see, this is like reacting to light now. I'm going to turn the specular down, turn the roughness all the way up. And I also, so here's where we can get, things can get a little crazy. I want to add a little bit of like a gradient here. Actually, let's just see how this looks. Honestly, this looks pretty cool. I don't really like this that much. Let's make this way like more granular if we can. Maybe even like this. I don't know. We're just trying different stuff. It's a little too like soup. Let's do a gradient texture. And then we're gonna have to position it perfectly. I like the gradient texture though. And then honestly, let's make this a BDSF too. How can we, okay. It's kind of a cool gradient. Although, do I want this gradient to be there? I don't even need this, like, because I want this to just react to the light. So let's do another principal BDSF with no specular and lots of roughness. Is this not working right now? Why is this like so much different? Oh, it's because this light's so bright. That's fine. All right, this is actually gonna look kind of cool. So now here comes the real big piece of this. Let me make this view bigger so that I can actually see stuff when I zoom out. Which this is like a handy little life hack in Blender if you don't know about that. So let's make a circle. Let's make a nice big circle. Circle. Although I'm not gonna lie, we might run into trouble because this might have to be a curve. So keep that in mind. Right now it's a mesh. Let's go back to this so we can actually see what we're doing. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do RX90, RZ90, nope, 45, and I guess 90 now, 90 more than that, because that's what I want. So I kind of want this to be like this, you know. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this light, and we're gonna add a constraint to it that says follow path circle. And it's not going to work because follow path only works on curves, which is fine. Convert to a curve. Okay, so take this point light, follow path. It has to be circle. Oh, okay. Actually, before we do all that, here's what we're going to do is we're going to press Alt-G to reset the position to the origin of the world because it's just going to make things, otherwise things literally freak out when you do follow path. Okay, so where is this light now? Because it seems like that didn't work at all. This light's right here. It's in the center of the room. Even though it's constrained to the circle. Interesting. Maybe I have to start messing with these. Sometimes you have to mess with these a little bit. Like, I don't know what these buttons do, but it seems like this thing isn't mapped onto it whatsoever, which is pretty confusing. Like, maybe if I just like move it right there. Okay. What's the big idea here? What's the big idea? It's not working. We're going to have to figure a way out of this. This is so green. It's okay. We're going to add a lot of post-processing. We're almost done this animation, by the way. It's going to be a very simple animation just for my just for this song. I wonder if maybe lights don't follow the same rules as like other objects when it comes to, even though that would make literally no sense. Oh, okay, that did something. Did that just brought it back to the center? Okay, I'm gonna undo that because I don't know what that did. All right, I'm pretty confused. Let's try this again because there's a few different modifiers we can use here too. Okay, I think that actually might have worked. So let's do Control Alt G and go to follow path, target, circle. Is it okay? So it just like wasn't working. That was really weird. And then now we should be able to do offset. Yep, you see this? It's pretty cool. I would like it if this point on the light was stuck on the room. I don't know if that's possible. Right now it's going straight down, but honestly it's a point light. I think that's fine. So this is where we break out the timeline. Or the dope sheet. Very simple maneuver here. We're going to take this parameter. First of all, let's hit the timeline. Actually, no, we can use the dope sheet for now. So we'll take this parameter, offset. Right now it's at 0. How much do I have to do for a full circle? Because I'm pretty sure it's not in degrees, even though I always thought it was. Let's see, like it's not 360 degrees. Oh, is it 100? That's kind of weird, but whatever. Like that. That's really weird. You'd think they would just put it in degrees. As you can see now, this light is orbiting the room. Okay, so let's do timeline. Ended at 128. It's a 128 frame long animation, even though I could probably just make it like a 64. I recommend always making your animations powers of 2 length. It'll just make your life easier if you have to sync it to music later. So this light isn't doing a whole lot right now. I can't help but notice. I mean, it's doing a little bit. I think it's just because like I've muted this color ramp in the compositor so much. Like, let's add a little bit of contrast back into this image. And we could even do okay, this is pretty cool already. This is already looking pretty cool. Let's do some blur. Although, I won't lie, this should be all the way at the end. The blur node is a little bit weird to get used to, the way it works. I like stars. Wait, what? Did they change how this works? Oh, I'm thinking of glare. I like glare better than I like glare. The glare node in Blender is pretty cool. That's what I'm saying. Like Blender, you do your compositing in here, you do your everything. Like star, simple star. It's kind of weird because like you have to change these to like you have to change the mix and stuff. Like this is the whole. This is just the glow. Honestly, it looks sick. But we can't. That's too much. It looks kind of sick though. Maybe if we do like okay, let's not do that. In fact, let's not do star at all. What about ghosts? Ugh. Streaks. Honestly, it looks kind of cool. I kind of like this. And then like later, is it gonna like, do I have to press render again? I always forget. Okay, let's do this like 2 iterations. It's a bit much. 1 iteration. 3 iterations. Color mo? What is that? Color modulation. Sure, if I could turn it up. The real question is, am I going to put the VHS effect that I put on literally every single one of my videos on this? The answer may be shocking to you. No matter what it is. I think this is like kind of a little bit much on the streaks. Let's just turn the mix down a little bit. It's weird because it's counterintuitive because the more you turn the mix down in this, the brighter the image gets, even though you're removing glare. It's kind of weird. That's usually how it works in Blender. I don't want to get rid of all of it, you know. Let's do high, I guess. I feel like I can barely see him now. Okay. This all looks a little bit drab. So I am actually going to add this VHS effect. Where are we? Append. Okay. Documents. VHS. Any of these, they all have it. Let's do Ghost VHS. And Node Tree VHS effects. Group VHS effects. Stick it at the end. Actually, not all the way at the end. Let's do this. Yo, what up? I'm on stream. Dude, seriously, don't do that. Not yet. Really?
I'm still gonna throw some breasts in the oven just to hit my protein.
I'm gonna have to do that as well, but I need to order a pizza then. Did you just order it?
Not really. 20 minutes.
Bro.
I texted you.
My phone's in the cupboard, kid. I'm streaming. I'll be done soon though. I'll be done in a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a couple breasts in the oven, just eat them with pizza.
Okay. I'm kind of liking this right now. Okay. So now let's add a little bit of animation to this, which luckily is really easy with procedural shaders. We just need to add a timeline in here, or a dope sheet in here, which might be kind of annoying because of the way Blender works. Okay, so what is this? What is this keyframe for? I'm a little concerned. Let's move this over here. So let's do this. Let's just start. We're gonna have it move in. Which direction do we want to move in? Maybe this one. I think they all might actually be the same for all I know, but that's fine. We're just gonna add a little bit of movement. I don't want to move them too fast. Maybe like 10 meters. We'll see how that looks. It's all kind of arbitrary. Oh, it's way too fast. Let's do like 2 meters. Yeah, this is gonna look sick. I'm not gonna lie. And then this, I kind of just want to make it. Let's go to the shader. We'll do pretty much the same thing. Z location here. Make this like 1. I don't know. I don't want it to move too fast. Is it still a gradient texture? Okay, we should change that. Honestly, I don't need this to be a gradient texture. Oh, wait, it's not. It's not input to anything. Let's put the noise texture here. Maybe a little bit more contrast. See how this looks. It's pretty crazy how big the difference is before and after compositing. You can see. See, like this looks dope. I think I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is pretty much ready to export. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna export it. I'm going to delete all the extra stuff we have over here. And just like that, I've made a nice little video for one of my songs. I'm going to simply go into my Blender settings or my rendering settings. I always like, okay, it's actually the output settings. So we go into documents, put in here, whatever. And very important settings here, FFmpeg video. This is just how you get like a normal video instead of like some random weird stuff from Blender. 264 codec, make sure that doesn't say QuickTime or whatever if you're on Mac. I think like somehow I used to always have it on QuickTime. Medium quality is fine. I think we're all set. The real truth is I should make this just like a 64 animation, but let's see how slowly this renders and how big of a deal that really is. Okay. Let's see. Let's see how long this takes to render. If it takes too long, I'll cut it in half. This is taking a while. Okay, let's make this a 64. Go into my Finder and delete it. I'm gonna play a song real quick just so you guys remember what the vibe is. Oh wait, I can. Let me play the song real quick. It's gonna match the vibe well, I think. So let me think. Okay, where was I? Yeah, let's make this 64 long. 64, then all we need to change is this keyframe here. Whatever, I'll open up a dope sheet. And the great thing about Blender is it's the same controls when you're moving objects around, just scale it by 0.5. And then now we're good to go. I don't even know if that was rendering properly. Anyways, sorry, there's a ambulance going by. I don't even know if that was really rendering properly anyways, because it's not even in my documents folder. Alright, let's try it again. Is this gonna pop up in my, okay, it's coming. Why is it that? Did I pick some weird codec for this? Container. Oh, what the heck? Oh, yeah, that's some weird stuff. I didn't mean to. I told you guys the wrong settings. Honestly, recently, we just want MPEG 4. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is where you don't want QuickTime. This is what you want. I don't know what Matroska is. I know it's a Voronoi texture type. It's probably some type of mathematical concept. But 64 frames should go pretty quick here. Okay. And it's funny, you can't even see, these are all the uncomposited versions, which look way worse. But I think if I go here, I think it'll live update as we go. That's gonna look pretty cool. So I'm gonna add the music to that in DaVinci Resolve, sync it up, and you guys will see it posted on my YouTube channel shortly. So thanks for joining. Hope you guys found this informative. Not bad, and made this video in like probably 40 minutes.